If you're looking for a good gift to give someone to learn how to fly, FPV, this EMax EZ Pilot may just be the thing. Why? Well, for $109, you get the drone, you get a remote, and you get a set of FPV goggles. All of this stuff, pretty darn good deal from one of my favorite in the industry, EMax. Now, I do believe this is one of the best ways to get into flying FPV, but EMax also makes an RC car with a set of goggles that may be an even better choice if you want to get into FPV. Well, let's take a look at this guy, and you can check out my review of the Interceptor if you want later on. But first, let's figure out what's going on with this EMax EZ Pilot. Alright, so this is the EMax EZ Pilot, and it's built for a beginner, and it flies like a beginner drone. It's pretty durable. It's ducted, so it's got these propeller guards all the way around. Pretty non-aggressive camera angle, but the beauty of it is it comes with a remote and it comes with goggles, and it's really easy to set up, really easy to fly. You get the EMax 450 milliamp hour 1S batteries with it. But I gave it to my son, and I let him fly. Now, he's 10. He's flown drones before, and it has an interesting mode where you can fly it with just the right stick here, right? Well, this goes up and down, has altitude hold, and then you kind of fly it with just your right thumb. And it takes a little bit of getting used to, because when you pitch right, it pitches and rolls. So that's kind of interesting. Pretty easy, actually, to fly. Then we have position 2, where it's kind of an intermediate, where it's altitude hold, where you kind of get the yaw back on the left stick here. And then when we flip that switch all the way up, then altitude hold goes away, and it operates like a regular drone. So that's how this remote basically works. This is my on-off arm switch. This remote is okay. There's kind of a little bit of play in there, which is probably good for beginners. I don't like it. I definitely prefer a hobby grade remote, but for a beginner it works. The goggles here are also pretty solid. It has diversity, so 2 antennas, but it only ships with 1. So easy controls, pretty bright. We can adjust forward and back. But yeah, it's a good beginner drone, good beginner package. EMax is doing beginner stuff. I really love this. I got a red one, I got a blue one, but wait, see that? Camera. Right, and it comes with these same goggles and a remote. So if you want to learn how to drive FPV before you fly, it's actually, I think, a little bit easier to do with a car. But this is, hey, the easiest way to fly, yeah, probably easiest way to fly FPV. So we'll check that out. We'll take a look at my son flying it. He's 10, and then we'll take a look at me flying it. But one thing you got to know about ducted drones, I got some hair in there, is when they get up near a wall, right, they kind of get sucked to it, and that makes it difficult rather than kind of bouncing off, because this thing is so slow. But you'll see that happens to my son a bunch of times, and he was getting frustrated because he can fly a drone and he wanted a little bit more power to get away. Gosh, lots of hair in there. But anyway, good little beginner drone. Take a look, see for yourself. About $109. Shoot, man, that is such a good deal for a drone, goggles, and remote. And you can use this remote. I'm sorry, you can use these goggles with other drones. You probably, I don't know for sure, but this is probably an FR Sky compatibility. But I probably would upgrade this. These, however, pretty solid. No DVR, so I record on a different set of goggles, but they will work with really any drone. But yeah, good little beginner drone. Let's see it in action. All right, so let's check out this EZ Pilot in action. This is my son here behind the controls. He's starting out with the one-handed mode, which he's never flown before, but you can see he kind of gets the hang of it fairly quickly. I asked him, I said, do you like flying like this? He said no. He has flown drones before, and he kind of prefers the way he knows, which makes sense, right? If you've never flown a drone before, then this one-handed method is a lot easier. Now, the ducks, you'll notice right there, you got close to the wall, kind of sucked it in, right? That's kind of the issue with ducks. If you're flying indoors, you get near a wall, it'll kind of get stuck or create almost like a vortex where it kind of pulls it into the wall. Then you have to kind of remove it and kind of reset. But I guess that's not the worst thing. If there were no prop guards, it would crash. So you probably lose a prop, break a prop. He's trying to get upstairs again. There he gets sucked into the wall, and it kind of crashes on him again. So that was kind of an issue, right? He was getting frustrated with that. He wanted it to be a little bit more aggressive. There it is, stuck on the wall again. He wanted to be able to push it a little bit more. And in beginner modes 1 and 2, it just really is a slow and easy, docile drone. So that's, something to keep in mind. But for beginners, most beginners, that's probably what you want. You want it to be easy to fly. You don't want to have to really kind of be, yanking the sticks from one angle to the other to get it under control. But yeah, he's just kind of flying it around, getting used to it. I switched between modes 1 and modes 2 just to kind of see. Now it's no, it's not me yet. There's me trying to film a little bit. He's just, again, stuck on the wall. Just kind of, that's the theme here. But hey, this is kind of what you get now. Now it's me flying, and I'm going to zip it around the house. I am in mode 3 here, right? So there's no altitude hold, and you can see I also have issues. But yeah, it's better. I found it to be okay. I'd like it to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe even to have a mode with altitude hold and the ability to kind of push it a little bit more. These brushed motors and other brush motors will wear out over time. So that's just kind of something you got to keep in mind. They're cheaper. That's why this thing is only $109. That is an absolute steal with goggles and a remote. Not something that you always will get, right, in a $100 package. So is this good for a beginner? Yes. Would I recommend it? As a gift for a child, probably. I actually prefer the EMax Interceptor as a beginner tool for learning how to do FPV, but this is not half bad. Let's see if we can check ourselves out in the mirror here. There it is, just at the bottom, tiny little white drone. But yeah, it's a fun little drone to fly. EMax makes really good stuff. Love the Tiny Hawk. Love the Tiny Hawk S. Got a Tiny Hawk 2 on the way. Just good stuff coming out of coming out of EMax, and they are known for the Tiny Hawks, although their Hawk lineup is pretty solid too. I love my Hawk 4. The Hawk 5 Pro is a beast, but honestly, I like the 4, the 4-inch drone. One of my favorites. But yeah, this is the EMax EZ Pilot, and it is easier to fly than most little drones. What do you think? Is this something you'd be interested in? Maybe as a gift for someone? Probably not if you've flown drones before, but hey, that's, your call. Anyway, let us know what you think. Good luck and happy flying.